Investment advice provided on the following program is on an individual basis. Listeners should not consider today's discussion as a recommendation for any investment and should carefully evaluate before investing. This is your Real Estate Today on News.
Hello, friends, and happy February Saturday to you. Are we excited or what? We're about to launch into another month in 2023. Well, woot, woot on that. Man, this year's going by so fast. You know, one of my favorite expressions, I got Sandy Dickinson with Cross Country on with me. Hey, Sandy.
Hey.
One of my favorite expressions is that it feels like the days are slow, but the years are fast. This year feels like the days are fast and the years are fast. That's
yeah, we need more day in our day. Definitely.
Yeah, we need more day. Maybe we need to do a rap song. What do you think?
I'm out.
No.
I'm not going to do it. I'm too old to do it. I got half my own
it.
teeth and one leg shorter than the other. You don't want me rapping at all. It'd be a bad scene. But it just does. It seems like the days just move by so quick. All right. So speaking of days, what did I learn this week? You know, Sandy, I'm learning something just about every hour of every day. But the market came out of the gate in 2023 with a lot of activity. Surprisingly, we expect January, aka Sleepy January, for people to be sitting on the sidelines. Well, nay, they're not. How about that? They're not sleeping, are they?
No, they're not.
Mm-mm.
They are moving and shaking.
Their heads off the pillow. That's a good sign for 2023. And I understand that consumer sentiment about housing has ticked up slightly. How about them apples? It's pretty good, huh?
I like it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. TJ, you can chime in. This is one trivia question that I think maybe you guys have about a 98% chance of getting right. Okay, are you ready?
Pretty
okay,
good.
Here we go. Does the price of gas, and you can categorize any gas you wish except certain one, does the price of gas affect housing?
Yes.
Sandy?
I would say yes.
My gosh, you two are brilliant.
I knew it.
I knew you would get this one.
Thanks for holding up that sign that said yes.
I was also doing the hand signals like YMCA, but only the first letter. But anyway, the commuting costs and also heating costs for natural gas are making things more expensive. You make life more expensive, you make living more expensive. And that in and of itself affects housing. So yes, it does. The price of those things, and you know, whatever you want to call it, some people consider gasoline or heating oil, gas, a consumable, but also they have to realize that these products also go into the manufacturing and distribution of other consumables, which makes the cost of living go up as well. So yes, it does affect the housing market and the ability to afford things. You know, one of the things I'm surprised, Sandy, in the lending market is you talk a lot about ratios, like your earnings to debt ratio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then
right.
they have some kind of factor in there for cost of living expenses. Have they adjusted that number up some?
Well, I would say they haven't adjusted the number up, but I will say that the underwriting portals have gotten a little tougher. So I think they've compensated for it on their, and I don't know what the algorithm is, but when we put something through a portal to get approved, definitely they were not getting as many approvals in certain cases with debt ratios high.
Yeah. You know, this year too, what's interesting, we talk about things coming out of the gate and a good sign. This year, people who are interested in investing in real estate have come out of the gate also at a very, very fast pace and a lot of interest. Because for those that have any money in the market, you are taking a wild stinking ride. And I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I really want to say every time I look at my investment statement. And the words are consisting of typically 4 letters. So the reality is that's a very, very wild ride. Well, real estate, on the other hand, may have some bumps, but the ride is very different. And a lot of people are saying, you know what, I need to lessen the ride, the wild ride, and think more about what I can do to make sure that I have some diversification. So the investor market has been exceptional. I put on an annual event. This is the first annual this year. In January, we had an event called the Wealth Summit for 2023. Had a full house. I had to cut it off. And Sandy, of course, was one of the speakers there, as I was. And we brought in people from across the country, from California to Texas to Georgia, that came and spoke about how to build wealth using tax strategies and using other strategies and investment strategies, not even in the real estate market, to help our clients retain and grow their portfolios to build wealth. So it was fantastic. So super excited. We're going to do it again, but it is a private client event. So if you are working with us, we want to make sure to get you on the roster for next year. Or if you're going to work with us, we'll get you on the roster for next year. All right. So one last thing interesting. Have you eaten out lately, Sandy?
Yes, I have.
TJ, you're a food critic, AKA, and you go out and enjoy. You're a foodie. Yes, you are, especially barbecue.
Okay.
But we won't have that argument anymore. Have you eaten out lately?
I have.
Okay. Let me ask you something. What was your experience when you ate out? How was the service?
Service has been good everywhere I've been.
Okay.
I haven't had bad service in a long time.
Okay. How about you, Sandy?
It's hit or miss for me. I do see that it's coming back,
Mhm.
but the problems with staff has caused some of the service and some of the quality to go down a little bit.
Yeah, I'll
I
definitely
don't.
say there's been a wait
Yes.
almost everywhere.
Yeah. So they do say that if you look at the jobs trends and the uptick in the jobs trends, it's typically in the hospitality industry, and the restaurants fit into that industry. So people are starting to come back, but it's a slow road, isn't it? I mean, I
It is.
notice even in some of the fine dining, when I have the luxury of being able to do that, when I have time, it's still, they're short-staffed, and you can tell they're short-staffed. But it's coming. How about you call a plumber, an electrician, a handyman?
Mhm. Oh my
How are
gosh.
those prices looking, Sandy?
Prices are high and the service is like, okay, are they going to show up? Or is it going to be 3 or 4 weeks? Or do they just call you when they think they're ready? I haven't figured it out.
Yeah. Well, Sandy and I have a lot to talk about in the lending market, but I've got some very interesting trends around jobs and salaries that we're going to talk about, Sandy, that I think you will enjoy. What is your mortgage update? You got about 45 seconds, or we can continue it into the next segment if you
Okay,
like.
I mean, it's pretty quick. Trending down are the rates. Now it's going to take some time. So if you've just financed a house, I would wait probably 7, maybe 8 months before you start really looking at a refinance, because you want to catch them when they're down. You don't want to. I wouldn't just do it because you see a little bit better rate. But they are trending down, so it's a really good time to buy. Activity is picking up, so I don't anticipate prices dropping a whole lot. It's just a really good market right now, and there is a little bit to pick from. I mean, inventory is still low, but we are seeing good signs of inflation starting to curb. And as long as the spending comes down, which I believe it's going to, in the government, but yeah, things are good and they are starting to come down.
Okay, well, that's good. All right, well, we're going to talk some more. Sandy's going to talk a lot with us about things that affect your payment. And I got a ton of stuff to talk about. We'll just kind of hit it all. The Show Your Real Estate Today here on News Talk 1110 99.3 WBT.